What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of the Crane Kicks Lex podcast. Tyler's here, of course. That's me. I'm him, talking in third person like Zlatan. Jessica's here. Dylan's here. No Kyle. He's getting a nursery ready, working hard. He asked if we would come paint. I told him yes, we could extend like up to the ceiling with my crutches, tie a paintbrush to the end, and then get all like the tough spots. No ladder needed. Safety first. I think it might be OSHA approved. But you know what? He'll probably be done by the time we're done with this episode. So I hate to miss out, but it is what it is. What's going on with everybody? Jessica, what's up with you?
Not much. Started a new job today, so that was exciting. Other than
Dollar
that,
bills, y'all.
been a chill weekend.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's nothing better than a chill weekend. I had one too, but it was kind of forced upon me. Dylan, what's up with you, man?
Yeah, I mean, I said it last episode, but I got my dog, and so he's consumed a whole bunch of my time now. So, like
But he's so
training
cute.
him, and yeah. So this past Saturday, he had his first bath, which was fun. He was a good boy, and then today he had his first vet appointment, and he was a really good boy. He got like 4 shots too,
Aw.
and he was good. He was awesome. Can't say enough great things about him. He's good. Like when he's good, he's like the greatest dog of all time. But then,
Yeah.
like during the day when I take him out and it's really hot, he gets like really stubborn and he like doesn't want to
Mm-hmm.
go with me. And like I don't blame him because he is a black dog with fur, like so I don't blame
With
him.
her.
Yeah. But man, I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to help you. Like, let me, Yeah.
He's like, I'm not with this exercise in the 99
I
degree
know.
heat. But get out of here, man. We're not doing
No.
this. Give me a hamster wheel inside. Imagine how noisy that would be.
Oh
Puppy
man,
size
that'd be
hamster wheel
terrible.
warm. Hey, but what's the record for LSC since you got Ollie?
We're 2-0 since we have them. Yeah.
2-0. 2-0. Official pup of LSC.
Yep.
2-0 with Ollie. That's awesome. Yeah, good. I got good news today. No surgery for the hammy. I just have to tough it out, pretty much.
Can I
Doctor's
ask
like,
though? Would it
yeah,
have been better if you needed surgery?
I don't know. Doctor did not really get into that. He was just like, this is a really, really bad tear, and it's going to take a long time to heal. And I'm like, cool. How long am I on the crutches? And he's like, get rid of them now. And I was like, what? And he's like, trust me, it's better for the healing process if you just go cold turkey with your crutches. And I was like, okay, it still hurts a lot. And he's like, yeah, man, it's gonna hurt. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So we're gonna do this. We're just gonna force this hamstring to heal by willpower alone. And then I imagine I'll be back out on the pitch in 2 days or so. 2 days, it'll be fine. I'm sure. If all it takes is willpower, we got this. But yeah, no surgery. So I'm feeling okay. Maybe I'll make a comeback after winter. Probably not before though. It's so bad. So bad. Tying your shoes when your hamstring gets hurt is so bad. That is like you never think about those like simple things.
Putting your
And
socks
like
on.
yes, every time I like go to like bend my leg to tie my shoe or something, I just make the most horrible sounds. I'm just like, "Wah!" And my wife is like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like,
Wilhelm
"Yeah, I'm
scream.
fine. I'm just tying my shoes." So, but anyway, I'm looking forward to getting back at it, healing, forcing myself through this. It'll be fine. It'll
How
all be
many
fine.
how many kids at school have made fun of you for not being able to pick things up?
Oh, none. They're all actually super helpful and super nice. And I can't believe that's happening in a middle school. But every single one of them is like, here, let me get the door for you. Here, let me carry that box for you. I hope you feel better soon. And I'm like, what's happening right now? Are you all plotting on me? Because I'll know if you're plotting on me. No, it's been nice. They've been really, really cool about it and super helpful. Of course, though, I'll get like all the questions in the world when I go back and all of a sudden magically the crutches aren't there. And they're like, were you faking?
But you're still like hobbling.
Yeah. First, they'll ask me if I was faking. That'll be the first like question because I think they're already suspicious because on the crutches I was like forcing myself to walk as normal as possible because that was part of the doctor's orders. They're like, if you can, try and keep the same range of movement. Just take some of the weight off. And they were all like, why are you walking normally? And I'm like, well, this isn't normal for one. Let's get that straight. But now they're really going to be like, you're a big faker. You had me carry that box of books for you for nothing. And they're all going to turn against me. And then boom, that's how nobody ever read again in Kentucky because of me, the evil librarian who faked his hamstring injury. No, hopefully that doesn't go down. Hey, but it's okay. I'm feeling good. I can outlast any of this pain because it is kit season. Kit season. I feel like 2025 has been the
Ooh.
season of very much controversial kit season for us, where it's like, oh, this kit just dropped. What do you think? I love it. I hate it. Well, now I hate you because you said you hate it. No, it's just like a whole thing, right? With the men's kits, every 5 seconds, everybody's like, yes, no, maybe so. I mean, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I feel like we got a consensus pair of kids where everybody's just like, we can come together and say this duo is the duo. Two
Yep.
kits release for the women, and I'm so glad we didn't have to wait like weeks in between them. I'm glad it was like boom boom right off the bat. Of course, you guys got the sneak peek at the season ticket holder event for the kits. So holding in those secrets, man, what a chore. Let's get into these two kits though. Let's start with the home kit, which Jessica's wearing. Jessica's got our new women's Super League kit, Gamebridge Super League. I should use their
Oh
government name.
my God,
Um,
Tyler.
Gamebridge Super League. Um, and, we have to say it a certain number of times for the sponsors, Dylan.
Will they show up like Beetlejuice?
Maybe, and then give us even more sponsorship. We have no sponsors. I'm lying. Hey, but like this kit's sweet. I haven't gotten mine yet. It's in the mail. It's coming. Probably by carrier pigeon or something. I don't know. But you guys both have yours in hand.
Yes.
How do we feel about like the in-person experience of these kits? The fit, the feel, the design elements. What we got?
I absolutely love it. It's probably my favorite kit. It's the only kit I bought to like wear. I've been wearing it a ton. That's why I'm not wearing it right now. It's because it's dirty and I need to wash it because I've been wearing it so much. But yeah, there's
we'd be twinning.
yeah, I'm sorry, Jess. We
Come
were
on.
already twinning. There's already so many pictures of us, online.
That's true.
So, but I love the like meaning behind it, like the the vortexes or whatever you want to call them. They're like mimicking the rolling hills of Kentucky. I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
On the tag, it says where nature runs free, and I think that's really cool. If you Google that just like it goes straight to Raven Run, which I think is like really cool. So that's like a nice little nod to Kentucky. I just think there's like good sentiment around it, and it's also really cool. And guys, it's green. It's a green kit. We finally have a green kit, so I think this is a win. Oh, added, there's going to be white letters on the back. We're going to be able to see the names. So I think this is
Blessed day.
I think this is a 10 out of 10, honestly. And I think like not only the kit itself is awesome, but I think the release went so well. Like the videos,
Yeah.
the all the promo, the fact that they included us season ticket members in it was really awesome. Like just so cool. Like I can't honestly, one of my favorite experiences with LSC was like this whole kit experience. Really,
Mhm.
really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. The video, the promo video for the home
Yeah.
kit was so fun.
Absolutely.
And yeah, no notes. No notes.
I love it. I just
Yeah.
love like the little details, like you mentioned, dealing with the wording and the collar. Like
Yes. I
those
love
little
that.
things are just so cool when you have those on kits because they're like little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And sure, if
Yes.
it's like on the inside of the collar, people may not see it while you're wearing it, but you know it's there. And you're
Mhm.
probably gonna be like, "Hey, check the inside of my collar. Look what it said." I just love those little touches that they can manage to put into kits. I think that adds all the more character. It just makes them feel more than just like a template that's slapped together and then they just put it out there for you, right? It feels genuine and like thought was put into it. So I'm all for it. This green kit, it knocks it out of the park. I mean, it is currently our best green kit, although it is one of 3 if you include the training one, right? So, I mean, it's really, really solid. I think that they did well with this, and you can tell they took their time. They listened to the fans. They produced something that felt like it was part of Kentucky and not just something being like, here's a single stripe on this
Mhm.
kit. That is a racetrack. Just so you know, that stripe is a racetrack. You know what I mean? It just feels better to me.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
I
completely
bought
agree.
it immediately. Bought
Hmm.
it immediately. I had
Yep.
to. And I really like the collar style too.
Yeah.
Like you
Me
can see it
too.
on Jess's.
It's
It,
nice.
it's cool.
It
I love
feels
how it
nice
kind of
too
has
to
that.
wear. It really does. It fits. I mean, for me, like I got a large. It fits really well for me. I
Mhm.
like it. It's nice material. And Tyler, we were talking about the tag. I didn't know when we were at the event. I didn't see the tag, right? So like I had like a pure experience of joy when I came home, and then like the
Notice
next it
it.
was I noticed it the next day too, or like
Yeah.
maybe it was that night when I came home and was like
Yeah.
looking at it, but like I didn't notice it right away, and to like experience that like at home and like on my own was like really cool. I just it was awesome, really really cool.
Very right
And
up.
then you got the away kit.
Oh man.
Also
Oh,
10
it's
out
so
of 10.
pretty. It's
Yeah.
so pretty. I was
Um,
like sitting there plotting. I was like, how do I convince my wife to let me get both? How do I spend this money right now? And then she was like, I actually think I want that. That would be my first kit that I've ever bought. And I was like, so you want the kit? So I get to buy the kit. So I know I don't get to wear it, but now I own the kit, right? So I'm like, sold. Just tell me what size you want. I will order it right this second. And that is indeed
mhm.
what happened. Um,
Yeah.
man, it's pretty.
Well, and what was so fun is getting to see the kits during the reveal
Yes.
and then
Mhm.
driving home
Yes.
and literally having like the most beautiful suns. Well, I mean,
it
there's
it
always
was like
really
perfect
beautiful
timing.
sunsets. Yeah, it really
Mhm.
was. It was perfect.
I literally texted Tyler and was like, take a picture outside and just like post it as like a sneak peek, because like that's how like perfect it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We almost posted something, then we're like, well, would only the people who've seen the kits would know.
Mm, yeah.
But
That's true.
yeah.
They do like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, like the pointing, like, ah,
No,
there it is.
Um,
I I think it was just neat too because they had said that they had asked the players what their
mhm,
favorite thing was about Kentucky, and they were like the Kentucky sunsets, and so then they use that as fuel. I think that's really neat because you want fan feedback for what you want out of a kit, but I think it's cool also when you have all these players coming to live here while they play here, and then being
mhm,
like, hey, you're new to this area, but what stands out to you? What do you think is really definitive about Lexington or Kentucky? And then they say something like that, and that
yeah,
you got to use that at that point
for sure.
because, they're not alone, and I think in some ways too, it maybe makes those of us that live here appreciate it even more because, we live here, we see those sunsets all the time. You're like, man, that's pretty. That's awesome. I want to take a picture. But then you hear somebody that is new to the space being like, that is probably one of my favorite things. And you're like, you know
Mhm,
what? Maybe it's not like that everywhere else. Maybe that is like super original to like here, just like having those cotton candy skies at night. And
mhm.
uh, I I love the idea, and I just like how they both go together as a pairing. Like Jessica, you mentioned this because you said like it'd be cool to do like a half and half scarf because it's like you have the
Y-
land and the sky.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the gradient.
yeah.
I think that was smart. I mean, even they should do that scarf. By the way, that Jessica mentioned.
I may or may not have messaged them in Instagram and was like, hey, if you haven't already made one,
Do the
this would be
scarf.
really cool.
It is
And
a
I
good
mean,
idea.
and capitalizing on the awesome designs of the kits.
Hmm. Yeah.
But so the inside of the collar of the home kit says where nature
Mm.
runs free. And then the inside of the collar for the away kit says where the sky turns to art. So I think
Yes.
that's just, I love how they
Add those
just
little
tied it.
details.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
super cool.
It's so cool.
It's cool. I'm personally, I'm not like down on it. Like I like it for, like Tyler said, that it has a meaning, that they ask the players, and, it is based on something around here. Like, I think that's so cool. You know, I like it for what it is. I'm not going to purchase it personally, but that's not to
Wake
say
it.
that I don't enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I'm going to still enjoy seeing our players wear this kit.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is you're going to do like me and convince Cassie she needs the kit, and then you get the kit by proxy. I see. Okay, yes, that's
I
smart.
did the same thing where, like, when I bought mine, and then she was like, "Did you pay for this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I put it on our card." And then I showed her the new one, and she was like, "Oh, I kind of like that one." So
Yeah,
You
yeah,
Wake
that's dope.
it.
yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
and like my wife had mentioned, it's not something I really thought of either. She's like, I kind of like that there's finally a kit for the women that has a little bit more of like a feminine touch to it
Yes.
and
Yeah.
feel, and it
I
doesn't just
agree.
feel like it could be interchangeable with the men's kits as far as
Mhm.
like this is our macho. We're gonna kick a soccer ball. It's like okay, it's softer, it's brighter. It just
Mhm.
has a cool feel. And I didn't really think about that until she said that. And I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That is a fair assessment. If
Yeah.
we're gonna really promote women's soccer, we have to kind of take some different routes every once in a while with our designs and what we choose to do. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah. I definitely love the feminine flair of the away kit. Yeah, I completely agree.
I'm too
yes,
pale to wear the pink.
that is my problem. I'm too
Wash you
pink to
out.
wear the pink.
Hmm.
Yeah. We have like these spirit days at school sometimes, and like one of them will sometimes be pink, and everybody's like, "What's the matter? Are you afraid to wear pink?" And I'm like, "No, literally, I don't own it because I am pink. I'll look like a piglet, a cartoon piglet, if I wear this. Like, it's not going to work out. As much as I would wear it, like there are a lot of really cool pink things, but I am not a cool pink thing. If I wear pink on pink, it's not going to be great. So I usually don't wear pink just because of that, but I wish I could pull it off. But I can't. I don't have swag like that, I guess. I just I don't know. I'm super happy. I'm feeling really, really good, especially with all the turmoil we've had with the men's kits of the up and down and like some people loving things, some people hating things. And I feel like these kits are ones where people can sit back and be like, all right, nice. Nice.
My
I'm down
only
with these.
worry is if it's white numbers on both the home and away kits. I feel like the away kit is a little bit lighter, and that the white might get lost a little bit. That's my only worry.
I think it'll be
That's
okay.
fair. I think it might stand out good. I have to see it though.
Yeah.
I have to see it. You're right. It depends. It depends on how it's executed. I could
Hmm.
see it going really good, and I could see it going not great,
Hmm.
depending. So we shall see. At least we know we're going to be able to see the numbers on the home kit, and that we're going to be at home watching that. So that'll be nice. It bangers, bangers. Get these kids. Like get at least one of them. Like especially if you were yelling at the club for months about a green kit,
Yeah,
you buy
Yes.
this kit.
yeah,
Like if
for sure.
you're dragging the club online about not having a green kit, you kind of you're obligated, right? Like
Mhm.
at this point, especially because it's a good one. It's not like it's like oh, gives a green kit, but it's terrible. Nah, this is solid. Get up
Mhm.
that checkbook,
I definitely
Grandma.
didn't feel like obligated to buy it too. Like, even though
Mm-hmm.
that I was harping on it, like my intention was like I will buy it if I genuinely like it and I think it's awesome, and I do. So I bought it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, that's right. So don't deny your impulses now. Get the green kit and then get the away kit because why not? You need both. Why not? Just like wear them layered, and then you can switch each half. I
Or
don't know.
get one and just do half and half, like the AJ Hawk, Brady Quinn jersey.
Or
Kyle
they could
knows
have
that
done like
reference.
yeah,
I
he's
wish
at
Kyle was
right now.
here.
Listen to new. Yeah, he's listening to it. We're like yes. Or they could have done like Ford Madison did one year where they had reversible kits and then
Mm,
they reversed them at halftime and they
that's
came out. And
confusing. I feel like that's a bad idea.
I know. I'm just like whoosh, surprise, it's sunset time. Didn't you know the sun is setting at 7 p.m. now? Yeah, that would be dope. Okay, let's transition a little bit. Let's get into some talk about the men's team. Before we get into the San Antonio game, though, I mean, I feel like it's safe to speculate. Tom Bogert, if you don't like follow him, he's like the big like guru around soccer, especially MLS, and he always has like the breaking news, like sources say such and such is going to such and such. And I mean, of course, things could fall through. It doesn't mean it's like 100% locked in, but 9 out of 10 times he's got right information and it's really actually playing out the way that he's presenting. He knows a lot about what he's talking about and has tons of connections. But anyway, he posted today that supposedly we're getting a new midfielder. Supposedly. I don't know. There's been no confirmation from the club, so I guess we'll see. But Latif Blessing. But I just like that we're signing him because his last name's Blessing. And then I hope that he scores goals and we can all just be like, #blessed. Every time. You know I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be able to resist it. I'm going to have to. It just is. I'm going to use it in every post with him, just so you guys know. Whenever we do like player of the match, whenever we do anything, it's going to show up. But hey, like if you're unfamiliar with him, he's been around MLS for a decent chunk of time, has over 200 games to his name. Most of his like highlight time, like the time when he was really in his golden age in MLS, seemed to have been with LAFC. But most recently, he's with Houston and didn't get like a ton of playing time, but still had like 5 goals and an assist with them. And that was just last year. So, I mean, for the fact that he didn't play a ton for them to have 5 goals and an assist in the MLS, it's a pretty big deal, honestly, especially as a midfielder. It's not like he's a striker or anything. So that's a solid look for us. So I know we don't maybe know a whole lot about him, but do we have any initial thoughts about us picking up a new MLS caliber midfielder potentially?
So is he more of like an attacking midfielder, you would say, because of his
Yeah.
like? Okay, I,
Yeah.
I like the idea considering that I feel like Firmino hasn't been doing a great job in that like attacking midfield role. Like he doesn't necessarily he doesn't finish enough. There's plenty of times where he gets the ball, and it seems like this signing, if it is, this alleged signing, um, would be good at cleaning those up and getting those goals that maybe we're not getting up that we're not getting, getting in those spaces that Firmino is getting in, but then being able to finish the job. And, maybe it's also a reaction to maybe some injury woes we have, considering what happened in the last game. It's hard to really say. Like, I think, Tyler, you're asking how do we feel about MLS caliber? Like, I like it. Like, I think he's definitely
Mm-hmm.
qualified and he'll probably be a really good contributor. It just goes back to the philosophy we always talk about of like, we're still adding people in and we're moving on, and Ferry is on a 25-day contract and that's like going to be up. So like, is he
Yeah.
the one going out and this guy's going in? But I feel like Ferry has been playing well with us and we're like, we've been winning with him. So I don't know what the philosophy is. It just feels like we're bringing in too many things. There's too many cooks, right? Too many cooks in the kitchen right now.
Mm-hmm. And I don't understand also what might have happened to where he would come down to the championship level if he's MLS caliber
Yeah.
and was getting decent playing time. Like what I don't know, that just confuses me a little bit.
Well, and with Houston, it really wasn't like super decent. It was like at the beginning of the season, they used
Oh, okay.
him an okay amount, enough to get 5 goals and assists, but then, um, you know, all of a sudden it just fell off. And so
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm not plugged in with Houston enough to know the fall off, but it is a good question, and I think that's also, sometimes we're thinking about our club having deep pockets. It might be a little bit of that, and it might be some of okay, well, he's got interests other places, but maybe with those other places, it's not even just money. It's like, I don't really want to move here. I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to play in this particular spot or this particular league. And maybe it just kind of sounded like the right fit here. Because, it can be something for players whenever they hear like, okay, I can go to this club and maybe make a big name for myself. And he's like 28, so he's not crazy young. So of course we see that all the time, especially in MLS. You get like the young kids coming up and then producing, and then you get pushed to the wayside a little bit. But this is a league where I feel like he can still perform at a high level and potentially kind of be one of those people for the club where you're like, oh man. But yeah, I mean, it's a fair question too. It's like, okay, what's the deal? And you always have to take it with a grain of salt, right? Because we've had plenty of people in the past that have ties to MLS, even last
Corey
year,
Burke.
right? I mean, yeah, currently and last year, right? And so it doesn't automatically mean they're going to come in and just like bang in goals and have 500 assists. But, from what I have watched of him and from what I do know about him and what I've seen people way smarter than me talking about and concerned him, it does seem like an exciting signing. It does kind of feel like, we even talked about this, right? Where we lose the starting 11, we lose somebody out of that starting 11, and then the next person up, they do fine. But it seems like we can't keep the same exact intensity. So maybe having somebody like him for the midfield helps with that. Where like Dylan mentioned, some injuries have popped up. And, our depth is taking a little bit of a hit. So maybe now it's time to be like, okay, if our depth is a problem, we need to bring people in that can still perform at a high level and aren't just like a placeholder. And maybe he's going to be that guy. I'd love to see him pop off and just go crazy down here with us. I hope so. If he is joining us, in fact, I think it's a cool signing.
You bring up depth too, though. Like, what about the guys that we have on our team? Like, why aren't they getting playing time?
Yeah. Well, and I think it's just like we have like these mystery injuries. We have like mystery situations. Like we don't know what's going on with Midinse. Like who knows where he's been all of a sudden. The things from San Antonio that we're going to get into. It just seems, like we're taking all these weird hits here and there. And I don't know. We even kind of texted back and forth about this earlier in the week. Like it's a little scary sometimes when you think about like, okay, what's our depth looking like for a couple of these positions as far as can they sustain the same level as the starter, and I think we've seen a couple positions where the backup, we have to change the game plan. And all of a sudden we look like a very, very different team and we have to play a very, very different way. And then we start kind of struggling a little bit. And maybe he's just one of those guys that the team, the technical staff in particular feels like, okay, he can keep that heat on if we need to do a little switch, or if he has to be that guy for the moment until somebody else gets healthy. It's a like for like type of situation. I feel cautiously optimistic for him. I do. And I think that it could be really exciting watching him with like a Jago and a Dadekin and just kind of like popping off, doing their thing. And then if Midinse gets back in the mix, I think that will be absolutely insane, seeing like the four of them do their thing. Time will tell. I mean, who knows though, because we've seen us pick up players and then immediately start them. So I guess depending on when the club announces them, it could be like, hey, guess who we signed? And then now he's on the field. Right. If he is actually coming. I don't know. It would be kind of crazy if that happened this week and then all of a sudden we see him this weekend and get a taste of what he can do.
Also, I didn't realize Ferry was only on a 25-day contract.
I believe so. And we're at the tail end of that, which I think he's done great. I think that in my opinion, he's worked really, really hard. And I feel like he's one of those players that when we put him out there, you're like, okay, he's going to get the job done and he's going to hustle. And you can definitely tell he has that veteran presence too. He has composure. He has a level head out on the field. So I don't know if it really is the end of his contract. I hope we extend it. I think he's somebody worth adding to the squad for real. But that's just me.
Especially if Burks, if he remains injured and Jafal.
Yeah. Which let's talk about that. Let's talk about this like San Antonio game, because that was dicey. Like that was such a weird match.
Yeah.
Like very weird. Like so we can kind of get into these injuries. So first off, Burks, I know you feel hurting that hammy, dude. Center backs hurting hammies, unite.
As soon as it happened, I texted and I just said Tyler.
Yeah. I know. I think I like put in one of the chats. I was like, Burks is just like me for real. Like, except he's a high level athlete and actually that's his job. And I was just doing it for fun. So I feel a lot more dumb doing that. But like it really, really sucked having them get injured. So this San Antonio game in general, okay, we kind of needed some get back because they're that team that we were up 2 on them. They beat us 3-2 at home, and man, that stung. Put a bitter taste in everybody's mouth, I think, and everybody's just, we got it. We got to get this right. So we go out there, and I feel like that first half, especially the first like 20-ish minutes, we were punishing them. Like they didn't
Yeah.
even know what to do. Like they forgot how to play soccer. Like they were scrambling the whole time, trying to figure out like how do we get the pressure off of us. We were pressuring them nonstop. Like especially Ajago and Adedikin, they were in their face. Like as soon as the goalie got a hold of the ball or one of their defenders had it deep close to the 18, they were on them and just fighting. And I feel like, man, that aggression, that's what we were talking about. We keep saying this, like that is our brand, that's our style, and that's when we like scare teams. And you saw it in real time. Like, I don't care what anybody says, San Antonio was scared for that first half. They weren't really sure what to do and how to handle things. And gosh, what I feel bad. I feel bad for the defender. I shouldn't like take joy in this, but at the same time, what a header. What a goal. What an absolute beauty. Like we got that goal right off of like it was a throw in
Goal of the
from
week
Burks.
contender for sure.
Man, oh
Like-
yeah, dude, that throw was beautiful. And then just for their defender to flick it like he did, it looked like a striker trying to score. It didn't look
Yeah.
like a clearing header. It looked like, oh, there's the goal, direct it towards the goal. And
Well, and it happened so fast, and there was like silence for a minute.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, did that really just happen? Like,
I think everyone was like just shocked it happened.
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody in the stadium was probably like, please say there was somebody offside or something weird or anything to save us from this fate. And we all laughed in LSC. Like, nothing can save you from this fate. For once, like a terrible, embarrassing thing happens to our opponents and not us. And I do feel for them. It sucks. I get it.
Those moments.
Yes, yeah, I did indeed have an own goal on our team, so I get it. It's not a fun thing at all, and sometimes it just can't be helped because you're trying, you hit the ball wrong. It is what it is, but you take them how you get them, right? And we can't really be mad at that. One of the things, though, and this is like for the whole match, and we can kind of talk about how like the winds change in the second half, but even in the first half, when we were hyper aggressive and scary, we have zero finishing.
We can't do it.
Finishing.
We can't do
It's
it.
so bad. Like I'm talking like goals that locked in should have been goals. Like just not even thinking about it. There were times where I'm like, I mean, that's a tap in. That's just like you pop the ball, like, and we just couldn't do it.
Sky it every time. The amount of
Yes.
shots off target is staggering.
Yeah. Yes. And even thinking about the one where the keeper was completely out of goal.
Their
Like-
keeper was wacky too.
Oh
He
my
was
god.
so wacky.
Yeah.
Dude was insane.
He was
Like-
all over the place. We should have scored at least 5 times on him.
I was like shouting at the TV. I'm like, shoot it from the 50. Shoot it from the 50. Because like
Yep.
he would be up at like the 40-yard line, even with pressure on him. And I'm like, what's this guy doing right now?
Yeah.
And then he would just like have all, like you said, it was wacky, Dylan. All the things he was doing. I'm like, this is the most unorthodox goalkeeping I think I've seen in a long, long time. And
Mhm.
somehow it mostly worked for him. But I think that's only because we were bad at finishing. I think otherwise we would have punished him bad if we had been polished.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Jessica.
I was just gonna say it is a little embarrassing on our part that the only goal we won and they are the ones that scored it for us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
come on. That is a little
yeah,
embarrassing.
yeah,
Failing
yeah. I mean,
upwards for sure.
Yeah.
it's true. It just hurts even more because of how good we played in the first half. Like we were absolutely savage. Like I was so impressed. I'm like, we're gonna get 4 goals out of this, and we should have if we could shoot on frame.
There were so many good runs that Sargent made. Like I can specifically remember one, and I thought we were scoring for sure on that run,
Mm-hmm.
like
Oh
on
yeah,
that play, and it just never happened. It just always collapsed.
yes, and I mean even like the synergy between Adedekin and Ajago was really really clean. They were
Mhm.
doing all kinds of stuff that I was just like, oh wow, their interplay has really improved recently. Like that is nice what they're doing right now, but we just never did anything with it. You know, like our closest one was probably Firmino when he hit the crossbar. Like he sent that shot in, and if it had just been a couple inches lower, it would have been in. But still, that again, we're just not putting it where the net is, and it's biting us in the butt. And it made a game that should have been a comfortable win feel like a nail biter
Yeah.
because we should have been up 3, maybe even 4 goals. And I know you can play the shoulda, woulda, coulda game with soccer all day, right? But I mean, realistically, when you're looking at the types of chances we had, I mean, our XG was like a trillion. It should have been a trillion anyway with the chances that we were getting. I couldn't believe that we couldn't capitalize on a single one of them. It would just blow my mind. I do feel that besides that, we played really, really well. And
Mhm.
especially when you start getting into the circumstances at hand, right? So we already kind of talked about this. Jessica, you brought it up. We lost Jeffel. He's out and the rest of the game, like what 20 minutes in, he's on crutches. Hopefully precautionary. We don't know because LSC has like a you know super clandestine group that keeps all of this stuff tucked away, and you wondering like, did they get transferred? Are they hurt? Did they get carried off by a pterodactyl? I don't know. We're gonna guess. Um, but that sucked losing him because we've talked about how impactful he's been for this team, especially as of late. So we already knew like, ugh, okay, that's gonna be tough. Speedy comes in, which Speedy did a great job
He
in
played
that
very
match.
well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he really did. He really did. He showed why he is who he is and why he's known for what he's known for whenever he came out on that field for us. And
Mhm.
then another scary one, is, of course, is like, for me, it's scary because it's one of those non contact things. Burks, like
Yeah.
grabbing his hamstring and then needing to get taken off the field. And all I'm thinking of the whole time is like, oh my gosh, it happened to him too. His hamstring just snapped and it's going to be terrible. And which I have no clue. I have no clue the severity of it. It might have just been like,
A cramp.
ouch,
Could have
it's
been a
hot.
cramp.
I'm dehydrated. This kind of hurts and I don't want to risk anything because he's smart and a professional and he knows how to listen to his body. Whereas some people don't and they just go for it. Watch too many commercials in the 90s where it was just like, just go for it. Drink Surge. Eat Dunkaroos. I don't know. Anything that inspires you to do things you shouldn't do, I was doing it. So that was a scary one too, though, because he's the
Mhm.
cornerstone of our defense. He doesn't necessarily pop up with like flashy stats a whole lot, but I mean, he's stalwart. He's like that
Yeah,
guy. He's
he's
the
the big
anchor.
center back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the anchor, and so it's scary to lose him, and
Mhm.
for multiple reasons, right? You don't want him to be hurt because he's a human, and it sucks for somebody to be hurt. But then it was also scary in that moment because we're like, oh man, we just lost Sophie, and now we're losing Kendall. Okay, we only have one goal. We couldn't capitalize on our chances when we had our full squad. So what do we do now? And I mean, I will say from that point on, like, I mean, the second half was a lot tougher. San Antonio, they smelled blood in the water. And I feel like they got super aggressive. And then when you like pack on the
Super.
heat, like you can tell the heat was taking a toll on everybody, including the San Antonio players.
Yeah,
But like
they were dropping like flies.
it was wearing everybody out. And you just start like getting super scared at that point because you see how aggressive San Antonio's playing. You see that we have our guys getting serious injuries, and you're like, okay, when's that tiebreaker? When are they going to come back again? Right? Tie it up and or win like that first time that we played them. Um,
Mhm.
that started scaring me. But as much as it was scary and as much pressures they put on us, I was very impressed because we've said this. Sometimes when we lose our starters, we've been over this already in this episode. It gets a little dicey, and we're like, can we keep that same level? We could not keep the same level on the attack, but I think that's also because of how hot it was and everything. But we had to adjust our game plan, but it worked out for us. Wasn't
For sure.
necessarily like super pretty, but it also wasn't really ugly either.
Yeah, for sure. I think the defenders really locked it down. Shout out to Wu for stepping up.
Yeah,
When
for
we
real.
needed them. Hafferty and Sargent are just like so good, and they
Mm-hmm.
they put it all out there. And
Did.
my boy Brooks, so proud of him for keeping the clean sheet. And in those last moments of the game, in the last like 20 minutes or so when it's heating up and everything's going like crazy. All the people are dropping like flies, and we're able to come away with a clean sheet away. Like that's really much appreciated from our goalkeeper.
Well, and I was gonna talking about how chippy it was and how
Yeah.
bad it got towards the end. I
Oh yeah.
legit thought they were just try to take them out because
Yeah.
both teams had gone through all their subs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Then after that, there were 5 yellow cards. Only one of
Mm-hmm.
and a red card. Only one yellow card was us. So
Mm-hmm.
like it was just insane.
Yeah, that really that frustrated me with San Antonio because you're right. It did very much feel like here's our last ditch effort. So let's just
Mhm.
go out
Let's
there
just
and slam into
mow them
them. And
over. Yeah.
I'll play devil's advocate. Maybe it's just the heat. Everybody's getting worn out. People get sloppy, but I don't think that's actually the whole story. I think that they were getting frustrated. I think they were mad. I think the fans were feeding into that because they're all like upset because they're like, man, it's an own goal and we got to get them back. They just lost 2 starters. And I think maybe they were feeling that pressure and then they started making dangerous plays. And that's really frustrating because it's like, okay, you you already took out one of our guys. The other one, non-contact, okay, that not on a San Antonio player. But then it almost felt like, okay, so are you trying to take out other guys now? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, it felt
what's the
that
point?
way.
Right. And it just really sucked. It's like, play clean. Like, it is what it is at this point. You could be mad all you want, but it's just a game. Shouldn't be trying to take people down. And it very much felt that way. Um, and then you have like that scrap at the end of the game. Like, there are players off
So
their
dumb.
bench.
So embarrassing for them.
Yeah.
Yes, coming after our players. And you could see like Sophie hobbles out there on his crutches, and he played for San Antonio at one point, so he probably saw his ties to a lot of the guys, and he's trying to cool everybody down. And Boss is out there trying to get everybody to chill out. And I have no clue what happened. I don't know. I don't know if somebody threw out a yo mama joke or like what was going down there, but it seems crazy to me that the San Antonio bench like stormed out on the field to have a confrontation with our guys. It felt like sour grapes. It felt like we lost and we lost in a bad way, and now we're mad and we're going to throw a fit about it. Now, I mean, if there was more to it, and one of our guys did or said something wrong, okay, I'll eat crow. But so far, there's no evidence of that. I'm just saying by like optics, it very much looked like San Antonio was being petty about losing and decided to just come out there and make a big deal of it instead of just being like, whatever, is what it is. That was frustrating. We got to go back to the drawing board. It's like our guys didn't do that at the end of our game when they beat us. After we were up 2, nobody came storming off of our bench being like, "Look here," it just was a very crummy feeling game in a lot of ways. And you start thinking about, okay, now we're in the West and we're fresh into the championship. It's like, who's going to be that team that steps up? That whenever we play them, we're like, you know what? I want to really truly beat you. Like you're that team. I
I
don't
mean,
like your face.
both
And
these matches
Mhm.
with them,
yeah, I think San Antonio's trying to do it, which is
Mm-hmm.
ironic when you consider how many San Antonio transplants we've gotten over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's starting to feel very much like San Antonio. I don't know if I like you so much. I
Yep.
don't know if I'm feeling your vibes. Um, I don't know. I mean, we'll see how future games go, but it's not fitting. So I will say though, like the weird dust up aside, whatever that was, words exchange, whatever you want to call it, I do think that this game, I think it proved something. You can take something out of the no goals still. No goals sucks. I hope in practice all they're doing is shooting from 45 different angles and seeing who can make it. I, I hope that's all they're doing. But I will say, if you take that out of the equation, which to be fair is a big part of the equation, I think this proves our identity. We said this back when we had that match where we were playing a little like, I don't know, like against Colorado, right? Where it's like,
Grandpa
oh, this
ball.
is, yes, grandpa ball, old us, where we're just kind of slow, methodical. This will help us carve through them. No, it won't. This game, when we were playing fast, furious, and taking the fight to San Antonio at the beginning, I already said they were scared. And I think that that's just who we are. And if we do that to every team, they can't hang on. They can't. If we fix our finishing, it's over for any team we face in the league if we play that way. I just truly believe that. And I think if anybody watches games like this, or at least the first half of this, and similar games that we've had where we've been very, very aggressive, I don't think anybody can argue that fact that we're scary when we do that. Because when we're clicking, we are clicking. And you think about, like, we were even missing Medense, and he's one of our key creators. He's one of the sauciest dudes on the ball. And like, we're sitting there and we're like carving them up. I don't know. I think that that's just what we need to be from here on out. And maybe if we are
Yep.
getting this new signing, it's to keep that pressure on and make us be able to do that still.
Yep.
I completely agree with you, Tyler. I always have the worry in the back of my mind, though, that Boss may make a change because he could see that we weren't clinical enough, and he may want to make some changes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has done that. We've seen him do that. Like, even though
Right.
we do something, we come off a win, he'll make changes. And, then we go back to playing that old, grandpa ball. So I just don't want that to happen. I want to keep playing like we have been, keep up this mentality, aggressive, let those attacking guys run free.
Mm-hmm.
And, if this new guy, hopefully he fits in to that attacking midfielder position. Because, like I was saying earlier, Firmino has really disappointed me for that spot. I feel like there's so many shots that are ripe for the taking that he has, throughout the whole season. I'm not even talking about a certain stretch. I'm talking about the whole season. There's been balls he's missed, chances he's really missed. And I really hope this signing can flip that for us, because that flip might really change things. That might have changed, the score to a 3-0,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, something's gotta change. I mean, again, I just feel like first and foremost, finishing. Man, oh my gosh. I don't know if I could do one more time of us having a wide open net and then us being like, you know what? That's enticing, but
Shoot
it'd
it
be really
wide.
cool if I could relive my dream of being a kicker for the NFL. And if I can just send it straight to the moon, y'all. We're going straight to the moon and it's going 70 yards. Just finish those chances when they're
Yep.
there. Man, sometimes it's times like these that I miss old Artes. Old Artes. I'm not saying he made every shot, but he would have made some of those ones this weekend. I'm just gonna say that right now. But it's okay. Overall, we kind of got a little lucky, but we were also good. I think it's okay to say both of those things.
Well, I think it's a huge testament to our defense.
Yes.
Like, they just crushed it.
Yes.
Like, when our offense can't finish, they're like, all right, we'll
Mhm.
make sure nothing
Yes.
gets past us. They did awesome.
I agree. And I do feel like, weirdly enough, our defense performs better when we're playing that super fast style. You would think that it'd be a lot easier if we're playing slow and methodical because everybody's more compact and we're kind of all moving together and it's a lot slower pace and there's more energy to do our thing. I think they play really good in that format, though, because I just feel like it frazzles the other team so much that we're so in their face that they're disorganized. And then even whenever it's time for the counter, they're still like, oh man, like Ajago's like running right at me. What do I do? And it buys time for our defense to get set and do their thing. So I know you can't necessarily ask players to play that aggressive for 90 minutes, but I agree with you. It's a true testament. I think that we have one of the stronger defenses in the league, and I know sometimes it doesn't always show when we look at like all the team stats and things like that, but I do think that they are impressive and they work really good as a unit.
Um,
I hope we have it
well,
figured out for Oakland.
and speaking of good defense, Sargent.
Yeah, player of the match, player of the match, player of the match. Yeah, he did so good. He did really really good. This was a tough one too. Like we joked we joked about putting up San Antonio's player that scored the header for player of the match, and we were like, oh, maybe that's too mean. Maybe we shouldn't troll that hard. But it was very tempting to throw him into the mix just for kicks. But yeah, no, I think it's cool to see Sargent get one of these nods because, again, we've mentioned this before. At the beginning of the season, he was really, really aggressive. And, obviously part of the game plan was getting the attack, getting the attack, getting the attack. And then now as time's gone on, it's been more like, hold up. Like if the time is right, getting the attack, but otherwise be a little bit more defensive minded for us and kind of help us on that side of the ball. And so I think a lot of times he's not necessarily in the limelight like he used to be. But there's no denying, no matter what we ask from him, he does an amazing job. So it's cool to see him get that recognition from the fans and get so many votes, because this is one of those games where I'm like, I don't know who for sure is going to get this. And then
Yeah,
he ended up pulling ahead. So
yeah,
it's cool.
because Hafferty had a really really great game too.
Yeah, he did. He did. He's always another one of those ones though that I feel
All
like sometimes gets overshadowed. We talk about him a lot, but I feel like in general, when people are watching the game, they kind of miss some of the things that he does that you're like, oh man, if he hadn't have done that right there, we'd be in a little bit of a different situation right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just kind of also the nature of playing as like a defender or a CDM. I feel like you play either one of those roles. You're not necessarily doing all the flashy things. You're just doing the like nose to the grindstone. I'm making sure that things get done type stuff. Going in for your 9 to 5, right? Versus being a movie star. But that's what gets stuff done. So, congrats to Sargent. Okay, we got Oakland up next. Hopefully, we can score goals. We'll get back to our goal scoring ways. I feel pretty good about this matchup because they've got 3 games winless, although they did take Sacramento to a 3-3 draw last, which is kind of crazy, honestly. That seems a little like, what the heck? Like, how did that even happen? But they've lost to Colorado like we did, lost to Orange County, which Orange County's not necessarily doing the greatest right now. They actually beat Loudon, which was weird before that. So this could be anybody's game, but we're at home. I'm feeling good. I think we got this. The big question is who's going to be available. How hurt is Burks? How hurt is Sophie? Is Middense going to come back? I feel like, is this new supposed signing going to go into the mix? I feel like there's a lot of questions that are left unanswered that make this match feel a little bit more like, I really don't know what's going down right now. And I don't know what we're going to come away with, but we're going to say a win. All 3. 3 points. 3 points. Okay. The other thing happening this weekend, women's game. First women's game of the season on the 23rd. It's back. It's back.
Finally.
I know. It was short, but at the same time, forever.
Yeah, it really did feel like it. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're getting ready for the women's season already, but then it felt like it's taken forever.
I know, because it was the weirdest thing when last season ended. I was like, oh man, they really don't have like much of an off season. They're pretty much playing next week. And then I'm like, wait, it's been 84 years since we last saw them on the field. So it's kind of like a weird time warp situation for my brain right now. But we're going to be away in Fort Lauderdale. So that is going to be interesting going against them as our opener. Of course, they were in the finals doing their thing last season. And they've made some changes like we have, but I don't know that they've made quite as many as we have. We've gone through a pretty significant transformation. So going into this match, it being our first match, being away, against a team like Fort Lauderdale, who obviously showed out last season, is going to be a big deal. We have a couple of their former players. I predicted a starting 11 eons ago, and it's probably incorrect. I even have to look it up to see who all I put in there. I think the only person that I'm pretty confident is a lock is Taylor Almer, because she's the captain. So I'm going to chalk that one down. We got one right. But I am really, really curious, though. I think that's the most exciting thing for me about this match is just seeing who's going to be out on the field, because it's so mysterious. I mean, we kind of go through this with every season with the men, right? It's like, who's going to actually get playing time? And sometimes the people you assume are going to don't. And sometimes the people you're like, oh, that's kind of surprising, they show up and show out. And you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming. I'm psyched. How are we feeling about this match? We got good vibes. Are we a little like nervous just because of all the changes?
I'm excited.
I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
I kind of am like deferring to Jess on this because she saw them, playing the preseason match. So, she has more of like a feel of like what they look like. I don't know. I'm excited to see what the changes do for us, for sure.
For the friendly against Louisville, it for the fact that they'd only been playing together a week and came away with a tie against Louisville, I think is a good sign. It was a little chaotic, as you would expect, as they're figuring out how to play together. But knowing that they've had the time between then and now to really solidify, like
And
what
several games.
Yeah. Other friendlies that, we probably have.
Mysterious.
One of the players had posted on Instagram, but no
I mean, they went
idea.
to Spokane for one. I mean, that's not like
Yeah.
that hasn't been
Yeah, we
official,
know they
but
went there.
every player and their mother posted about it. So
Yeah.
And the technical staff, like
Yeah.
everybody.
yeah,
Like Spokane's pretty this time of year.
yeah. So it
Yeah.
happened.
So I think they've had some time to come up with a good game plan, and I think it'll be great.
Yeah. I'm feeling really, really good about it. And, like you guys, I don't really know what to expect scoreline wise, but seeing some of the big names that we pulled in, as well as, the additions that we've made, our players that we kept from last season, it feels like a really strong squad. It feels like a squad that, like, okay, we can probably do some damage in this league. And I'm very, very excited to see like who ends up rising amongst this group. And you're like, wow, okay. Because I feel like every season we always end up with like those players that you're like, that player right there. Like when they're on the field, we're all going to get hyped because we know something's going to happen here. So I'm curious to see who that is this year, or it could be multiple, right? I mean, because we kind of have that with the men's team. We have multiple players that when they're out on the field, you're like, okay, things are going to cook right now. And I'm really, really pumped to see what they're doing now that they're here, and Coach Hemme, what he's doing to get them ready to go. I don't know. I'm giddy. I'm giddy with excitement on this. I'm like, all right, it's season 2. Like, what's going to happen? What's going to go down with this? And every team is more polished. It's not year 1 for everybody. Every team has gotten a little bit more adept at looking around, collecting talent, figuring out who they want to be as a squad, and what type of football they want to play. So I think it's going to look really, really different as a league in general this year. Yeah, it's cool.
Correction.
And yeah.
It is year 1 for Jacksonville. Sorry, I thought you were done with your thought. I apologize for interrupting.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm glad you said that. I forgot Jacksonville's in the mix now. I knew they were coming, but I forgot that they're here. Because I feel like that happens with all these teams. They're like, okay, this team is coming. And I'm like, but when? And they're like, now. Just kidding. It's 2 years from now. And I'm like, wait, which who? So yeah, no, that'll be interesting having like a brand new team in the mix too. That's a good point. Because for them, it will be like year 1. Let's figure things out. I'm just ready to win. I want us to win this whole thing. I want us to go out there and just flip the script. Because we took so much crap last year, and there were so many factors outside of our players' control that made it a tough season. And so I want them to kind of have that, like the ones that are still with us from last year, to have that moment of being like,
Mhm.
Yes, we're back. We got this. It'll be interesting. I know I'm saying like, oh, it looks real different, and I'm not sure what to expect. I'm gonna at least say that we come away with 2 goals. I'm gonna at least say that. I don't know if I'm gonna call it win, draw, or loss, but I am gonna say I feel like we got a pair of goals based on who we got.
Yeah. I think that's a good prediction.
Yeah, it is. Dylan didn't tell me I'm wrong.
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You can say like 4, double up. Say 4 goals, Dylan.
I'll make a Tyler
I won't do
prediction.
that.
1,000,000 goals.
1,000,000 goals. Yes, Jessica. 1,000,000 goals. Let's go. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I was waiting for somebody to correct me in the right way. That's right.
This is
I'm
what
actually
happens,
switching my
though.
prediction. I'm going to say 1,000,000 goals now, Jessica. We're going to say it now. It's 1,000,000. Dylan, you going to go with 1,000,000?
No, because I don't want to
Dylan
jinx
said
us
1,000,000.
like you guys do.
Dylan said 1,000,000.
I don't want to
Okay,
jinx
right
us.
I have a small. I know
Dylan said
this
1,000,000.
kind of. I know this kind of backtracks, but speaking of jinxing, in the Discord,
Oh, no.
someone said we've been having a really great first 15 minutes for the
Mm.
men's game, and I was like, "Shh, you're gonna jinx it." And then Sophie went out, and then
To
Birch
be
went out. I was
fair,
like, I blame them.
though, we are just jinx. We are a jinx. Jinx
know,
is our
but still.
DNA
Yeah,
as a
but
club.
that doesn't mean you still say those things out loud. You can't say those things. You can't say, "Oh, I'm feeling a clean sheet. Oh, we're doing really well." Because the second you put it out into the universe, you can think it. You can't say it.
We're going to test this theory. The women are scoring 3. We're going to have a clean sheet. We're going to be top of the table in the first week. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. All right. We're all hands on deck for this. No going back now, Jessica. We're going to test this theory right now, and I'm believing it's going to come true. We got this. No jinx. Jinx avoided.
Okay, I'm writing this down. 3 goals.
Okay. 3 goals. Clean sheet. Top of the table for week 1. Everybody's gonna be like, whoa, Lexington Sporting Club. I want to be them when I grow up. Just saying, that's what's gonna happen. Okay. So 2 matches this weekend. Of course, they've got don't they have the vintage festival going on at the men's match?
Yes,
This
before
weekend, yeah.
starts
Yeah.
at 3.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I feel like that's kind of like a neat little community geared thing that they got going on. I'm interested to see what's up with it and kind of peruse what they've got going on. So that's gonna be really, really cool. Something unique that we've not done before. This match, I feel good against Oakland. I'm still upset that we have the game going on the same time as the women playing.
Yeah.
But I guess that just gives me excuse to come home and immediately watch the women's game right after. If I'm not like watching it in real time. I mean, who am I kidding? Like Jessica's always got it on her phone and she's like, look at this. And I'm like, oh, I don't know which one to watch. And then I start having a meltdown. Because then I start getting so tempted to watch both. I can't help myself but to. When I've already resolved that I'm going to wait till I get home. And Jessica is just like ruining everything. She's a pusher.
Yeah. She's pulling out her Wendy's out of her pockets and she's watching the game.
You guys want a spicy chicken sandwich and to watch this goal from the women's team?
That's what she did. Yeah, accurate.
Okay, a random idea though. I wonder if it's worth because it doesn't make sense for Jack Brown to do watch parties at Jack Brown's at the time the game is live. But if they did watch parties like the next day during the day and just watch the replay.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know.
Maybe that's something they could do. I don't know. We'll have to contact Mr. Jack Brown. Just kidding. I don't know.
Please,
but they are
Mr.
cool
Jack
people.
Brown
So
is
they
my
might.
father.
But I'm curious for those who are listening if I don't know. I'm curious what your thoughts are on that idea about because
Cool.
at first I was like, oh, we should get together for a watch party. That could happen at Jack Brown's.
Yeah.
Watch the replay.
That's fair. I like it. That's a good idea. Maybe they would do it. they're pretty accommodating over there, and they're pretty awesome people. So you
They
never
are.
know. Yeah, I love it. All right, final thoughts. Anything we're missing?
I wonder when LC's gonna post about women's promos and theme nights. They haven't
Oh
posted
yeah,
anything yet. I wonder when
yeah.
that's coming.
We do need those, don't we?
They
Yep.
got a lot going on. I know.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot to put out at once, so
That's true.
We'll see what's up
But I hope we get
eventually.
something soon.
Yeah, I want us to have some cool ones. So hopefully they get those rolling, and then more people come out, have some fun. Okay, well, double green action this weekend. I'm super psyched. Back into the mixer with 4 hours of soccer to watch, or whatever the math works out to be. I'm really, really glad that we're back in the mix. I'm super excited to see what the women do this season. I know everybody else is too. Don't forget, like, if you're listening to this on Tuesday, we're recording on Monday. If you're listening on Tuesday, there's a ticket deal for $5 for the Oakland game, but it's only like through the 19th. So if you're listening to this after the 19th, that's what you get for not listening the very next day after recording. That's what you get. I'm just kidding. We still love you. But seriously, hopefully everybody comes out. It's a good time. Cheer on the team. Nobody spoil what happens in the women's match for me, please. Jessica, Dylan's got his scarf, his Come On You Green scarf. Man, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Bring those out too if you got one. They're rad. Yeah. Okay. Until we see you this weekend, hopefully at the stables in the supporter section, you know what it is. Come on, you greens.